Satoru Gojo in Jujutsu Kaisen is the kind of character who doesn't just carry the title of the strongest sorcerer. He owns it, flaunts it, and turns it into a full-blown phenomenon that hooks every viewer from the jump. His power, rooted in the limitless technique and amplified by the ultra-rare 6 eyes, isn't just impressive. It's a game changer that rewrites what you expect from an anime badass. The limitless lets him mess with space like it's his playground. He can stop attacks dead with an infinite barrier, blast enemies into next week with hollow purple, or pull off moves so slick you're rewinding just to catch how he did it. It's not just the raw strength that gets you. It's the style, the swagger, the way he makes god-level power look as easy as tying his shoes. Every frame he's in feels like a mic drop, and for an American audience raised on larger-than-life heroes, Gojo's the perfect mix of comic book, cool, and anime edge. A guy who'd make Spider-Man jealous and give Thanos a run for his money. The way Jujutsu Kaisen builds Gojo up is pure genius, and it's why he's a walking hype machine. Right out the gate, he's hyped as this untouchable legend, the guy everyone whispers about like he's half myth, half nightmare. That alone gets your brain buzzing. Okay, how crazy strong is this dude? Then you see him in action, like when he rolls up against Jogo, a cursed spirit who'd give most heroes a heart attack, and Gojo just toys with him. He's dodging lava blasts, cracking jokes, and then, bam, ends it with a move so over the top you're left staring at the screen. Mouth open. Mappa's animation cranks it to 11. The glowing blues and purples of his techniques, the way space warps around him, the fluid choreography. It's a visual overdose that screams blockbuster. Add a soundtrack that hits like a Marvel movie. Climax, and you're not just watching a fight. You're witnessing a one-man show that demands your full attention. Gojo's magnetism isn't just about power. It's the vibe he brings. He's got this laid-back, almost frat boy energy, tossing out quips and smirking like he's in on a joke you're dying to get. But then those blue eyes flash, and you remember, this guy could end the world if he felt like it. That duality is catnip for viewers. You're hooked on the contrast. How can someone this chill be this terrifying? It's like if Tony Stark had Superman's powers, but zero restraint. Every time he's on screen, you're waiting for the switch to flip, for him to go from goofy mentor to untouchable force of nature. And when he does, like in his clash with Hanami, or that insane domain expansion reveal, it's pure payoff. You're cheering, you're hyped, and you're already begging for more. The Shibuya Incident arc takes all that hype and flips it upside down, which only makes Gojo more gripping. Getting sealed in the prison realm isn't a downgrade. It's a plot twist that sets the internet on fire. Here's this invincible guy, the one you've been rooting for, taken out not by a bigger punch, but by a brainy trap. For an American audience used to seeing heroes slug it out, that's a gut punch. But it's brilliant. It doesn't kill his cred. It makes you obsessed with his comeback. You're picturing him breaking out, eyes blazing, tearing through everything in his path. It's the superhero trope of the hero's low point, but anime style, darker, wilder, and way more intense. That cliffhanger vibe, him locked away while the world falls apart, feels like the end of Avengers: Infinity War. You're mad, you're stressed, and you're counting the seconds until he's back, because Gojo doesn't just fight battles. He is the battle. Visually, Gojo's a knockout punch. The blindfold gimmick? Genius. It's like Clark Kent's glasses, but cooler. When it's off, those electric blue eyes signal it's go time. Mappa leans hard into it, making every power. Flex a sensory overload. The shimmering infinity field, the purple shockwaves, the way he moves like he's dancing through a war zone. It's peak anime eye candy, the kind of stuff that'd make a Hollywood VFX team sweat. Pair that with a score that swells at just the right moments, and you've got a character who doesn't just show up, he arrives. For Americans who love their action loud and proud, Gojo's every scene is a Super Bowl halftime show. Big, bold, and begging you to scream. What keeps the expectations sky high is how Gojo's power ripples through the whole story. He's not just a fighter. He's the linchpin. Allies lean on him, enemies plot around him, and the entire Jujutsu world bends to his gravity. You know that as long as he's around, nothing's settled. Chaos is always one smirk away. That's what makes him a viewer trap. You're not just watching for the next punch, but for how he'll flip the script. Will he save the day? Break the rules? Go rogue? Every possibility feels plausible, and that uncertainty is electric. Even when he's sidelined, like in Shibuya, his absence screams louder than most characters' presence. You're left craving the moment he struts back. In, blindfold off, ready to remind everyone why he's the GOAT. For an American crowd, Gojo's the total package. He's got the charm of a rom-com lead, the power of a comic book titan, and the unpredictability of a Breaking Bad anti-hero. He's the guy you'd bet on in a bar fight, the one you'd hype up on Twitter, the one whose posters you'd slap on your wall. His fights are Marvel-level CGI dreams. His attitude is pure meme fuel, and his story keeps you guessing like a season finale cliffhanger. He doesn't just generate expectations. He shatters them, rebuilds them, and leaves you begging for the next round. Gojo's not a character. He's an event, and every second he's on screen is why Jujutsu Kaisen owns the anime game right now. You don't watch him, you experience him, and you're damn sure he's worth every second.